राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीगुरुचरणकमलं वन्दे रमणपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदं च कृपामूर्तिं नारायण नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायण नामिने श्रीकृष्णलीलकथानि सुधाक्षं औदार्य माधुर्य गुणैश्च युक्तं वरं वरेण्यं तं नारायणं तं शिरसा नमामि। त्रिदण्डीनां भक्तशिरोमणिं च श्रीकृष्णपादाब्जहृदयकवरि चैतन्यलीलामृतसारसारं नारायणं त्वं सततं प्रपद्ये। नमामि नारायणपादपङ्कजं करोमि नारायणपूजनं सदा वदामि नारायण नाम निर्मलं स्मरामि नारायण तत्त्वमव्ययम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल हरि 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 बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। Let me offer millions of blessings of happy lotus feet of my Gurudev, honorable Varga, Nam and Ishta, Santa, Shivana, Ishta, Dandavat, and all present at Pusha Vaishnava, Tata, Dandavat, Pranam, Vancha, Kalpataru, Vyascha, Krupa, Sindhu, Bevacha, Patitanam, Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Krishna. This is Purushottama Masa. पुरुषोत्तम व्रत पुरुषोत्तम धाम। तो गोवर्धन धर्म गोवर्धन धर्म रे गोपालम गोपरूपेण गोकुलोत्सवम ईशानाम गोविंदम गोपिका प्रियम गोवर्धन धरम वंदे गोपालम गोपरूपिणम गोकुलोत्सवम ईशानाम गोविंदम गोपिका प्रियम। And we were narrating, studying from Ruth Bhagavatamritam. Ruth Bhagavatamritam, Ruhut Bhagavat Amrita. No, there are three words. Ruhut meaning all the, including Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, bhakti related. All the scriptures. Essence from that. And the Amrita. Bhagavat Amrita. So it's amazing, astonishing. In a simple word, the- this scripture has brought out. Amazing. So, hmm, yesterday we were at the place. Now, Nardmani, goal is to find out who is the most recipient of the mercy of the Lord. So we have seen his wonder from Brahmana at Triveni Sangam, Prayag, then South Indian king. From there to Indra, Indra to Brahma, Brahma to Shiva, Shiva to wanted to go to Vaikunta. Then Shiva told, talk, don't see, your devotee, huh? Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj to Hanuman, Hanuman to Pandavas, Pandavas to Yadavas, Yadavas to Uddhava. So there we saw how Uddhava, then Nardamani, Balaram, then Rohini, Padmavati, Rukmini, Satyabhama, and other queens are there. And they are discussing how Krishna is over mid, middle, mid of the day, still he is sleeping in the bed, overwhelmed with the love for his devotee, especially Brajavasi. So they are discussing how Krishna told, promise, I will come back. Then he sent with his Nanda Maharaj fathers. Tell, I will definitely come back. Take these gifts. There was so much commotion about it. Then Nanda, Yashoda and all that. You sold Krishna Vardi. In exchange for Jai and yeah, he was very unhappy. But understood that Krishna sent it, so they accepted it. So they were thinking Krishna will come back. They were surviving only on that. They have given up everything else. Then Krishna sent Uddhava. Uddhava came and he sent a message. When they heard that message, the gopis had a little hope that Krishna will come back. Now that is also gone. Because he sent a message. I'm the super soul, I'm everywhere. Why? You perceive me like. So they lost hope. So they were only life for life air. Now it has come up to the throat anytime. So that is the situation. Then Balaram went, Krishna said, and somehow he pacified to some extent. Then he came back 2 months. Then telling Krishna, what is the problem? Pandavas are well established. There are no more enemies. They are also free. Why don't you go? Balram is saying his activity is duplicitous. He says one thing, does something else. Ah, there, oh Krishna, he is telling. I told Krishna, they will not agree less than yourself once. Nothing else will work. So this is what the situation. Then Krishna comes out, right? Because he is hearing all these things, glories of the gopis. Then he comes out. Then he's asking Uddhava, Uddhava, what should I do? What is my duty? Then Uddhava is saying, What else is there? You ask your brother, you sent me there. It's so painful, pitiable. They have given up everything. Only thing that satisfies them that yourself. You have to go. Ask, confirm with Balaram. Balaram also. Then meantime, Devaki and all that, they are concerned. If Uddhava says you should go to Vrindavan, then what we will do? So they're crying. So Krishna saw that. So he's caught between the two devotees here in Dwarka and also Vrindavan. He wants to go there. His heart is there. But here, so he's caught. Then he could not say, then he says, Oh, please give me a piece of paper and a pen. So he wrote message by himself, by his own handwriting. I will come back soon. I finished all my responsibility. And Uddhava was thinking that he has to go again. He told Krishna, this will not work. Even your own handwriting, your own writing, it will not do anything. So, so then, um, uh, Balaram also says, so then Krishna, he, when he start discussing, when Balaram is telling the pathetic situation of the gopis, Krishna overwhelmed. He hugged Balaram and then he fell unconscious. He fell on the ground and is rolling. Balaram, also same thing happened. Both are rolling. Both have become unconscious. Seeing this situation, huh, that's where we are. Seeing this situation, both are crying, rolling on the ground. And they are seeing this, everybody started crying. Because how to solace, how to pacify, whom you can pacify. Nobody has seen this state of Krishna, Balram, you know, completely under bewildered. So they don't know what. So they're crying. They're crying so much. Hearing the crying, Parikshit Maharaj, oh mother, he's narrating this Parikshit Maharaj to Mother Uttara. You remember? This is Brihad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami has instructed him and then blessed him and went away. There was little time. That time, Mother Uttara is asking, "Oh son, oh, please tell me what you heard, the essence of it, what you heard from your Guru, Sukadeva Goswami." And then Parikshit Maharaj wanted to remaining times spend in mauna, meaning without any talking. Till Takshaka comes and bids him. But Mother Uttara asking, "Yeah, please tell me the essence." Then he felt so much enthusiastic and he said, "I wanted to spend my remaining time in silence, but now there is something pushing me to talk to you. I'm very happy to talk to you. So I'm going to narrate the essence, what I heard, what I understood." He's completely digesting. See why? See, we hear and how he heard Sukadeva Goswami. Perfection. That's why Shravana Kirtana is the most perfect listener, Shravana, because he did not go to bath, toilet, anything. 7 days, no sleep, nothing. So enthusiastic. Because this Harikatha gives you all that energy, makes you now. So, and Sukadeva Goswami also, same thing. Kirtana is narrating non-stop because he found a right recipient, so both matching. So non-stop, he's non-stop hearing, non-stop telling, narrating, no break, nothing. So, so, so he achieved perfection. Sukadeva Goswami narrating, and then Parikshit Maharaj achieved perfection of hearing. So, see, that's why he's telling Uttara, Mother Uttara, oh mother. Then Sri Krishna and his family began to cry pitifully in this way. Then the sound of their weeping instantly engulfed the entire Brahmanda. Entire Brahmanda. So subsequently, various kinds of foreboding calamities, such as shooting stars, began to appear. Uh, bolts of lightning, all those appeared. There was no recipient for solace. See, who will you know, give solace to others? All, all became bewildered themselves. Therefore, four-headed Brahma himself appeared, encircled by his own associates, the Vedas, Puranas, and demigods. Inside the Dwarka compound, everyone, including his family, guru, priest, and others, were bewildered with no one to entrust their solace. Therefore, at that time, Sri Brahma, surrounded by his own associates, the Vedas, Puranas, and so on, appeared. Scriptures such as the Vedas and Puranas are Sri Brahma's family too. So, this indicates a superabundance of jnana or knowledge. Sri Brahma saw that his father and original guru, Mahanarayan, Sri Krishna, had fallen into a state of bewilderment. Thus, he became unable to maintain his composure. Seeing his Lord and Master tormented with prema for his beloved devotees, as he ready to show the sweetness of his most confidential prema. Upon seeing Sri Bhagavan, Brahma became overwhelmed, lost his composure for a moment, then began to weep. In what condition did he find Bhagavan? Bhagavan was in a curious condition of bewilderment. In other words, never before had he experienced such an extraordinary condition. How did he come into such a state of perplexity? The reason was that being so helplessly in love for his beloved associates, he was fully intent upon exhibiting his most confidential glories. In other words, he appeared to display his most confidential glories without any impediment, and thus reached a state of bewilderment. Therefore, he is Mahanarayan because he did not reveal such glories even in his Swarupa as Sri Narayan in Vaikuntha. Moreover, Sri Brahma seemed to console the vastly learned Mahanarayan. ఏమమ్మా ఏమి ఏమి ఆహా, ఏమి ఏం చెప్పు అదే వాయిననా చెప్పలేదమ్మా చెప్పాను ఆ? ఎవరు వచ్చారా సరే అని చెప్పు భయపడవద్దు ఏం అయ్యలేదు అర్థమైందా ఆనందంగా ఉండు ఆ? బాగా పాడతావు ఆ? ಏನమ్మా ಆಯ್ತು So, see, Brahma seemed to console the vastly learned Maharaj, but the reason for his weeping was that Sri Bhagwan is his father, and being the teacher of the Vedas and other scriptures, he is also his guru. Thus, it is probable that he began to cry by the upsurge of intense bhakti and subjugation by prema. Otherwise, it was impossible to cry, and in so doing, show a want of prowess and composure. So Brahma is also crying. Then he composed. See, Brahma composing himself with some effort began to think of a way to restore his Lord and Master's health, and almost at once decided upon a means. Huh? He thought and then he immediately got an idea what to do, Brahma. So then he saw the son of Vinata, Sri Garuda, standing nearby Bhagavan, was also weeping at that place. See, Brahma loudly addressed him and began to speak cautiously in order to bring him to his senses. Huh? Garuda. Garuda is also sleeping, weeping, bewilderment. Then he told Garuda. See, Brahma said, between the, O Garuda, between the ocean and Raivataka mountain, Vishwakarma created another place called New Vrindavan, adorned with the pastimes of Sri Nanda, Sri Yashoda, and the cows. It is present just like the actual Sri Vrindavan within Mathura Mandala, just like Mathura Mandala, Vrindavan. He created New Vrindavan. How? There, it will be described now. So he is telling, you should bring Sri Krishna with his elder brother gradually to that Vrindavan, New Vrindavan, carefully in the same condition. Only Sri Rohini Devi alone should go there and no one else. No one else can go there, forbidden. Only Rohini because she has been to Vrindavan. She knows the customs, ways, and all that. Nobody else has gone there. Huh? So, in between the salt ocean and Raivataka mountain, near Dwarka, there is a place named Sri Vrindavan, Nava Vrindavan. Carefully bring Bhagwan Sri Krishna along with his elder brother Sri Balarama in that same swooning condition to that very place. What is the nature of that place? Beautiful pratimas, worshipable replicas of Sri Nanda Maharaj, Srimati Yashoda Devi, and other adorn that place. That New Vrindavan, you have deities of Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and all others in a deity form, replica, beautifully adorned with other images like Srimati Radhika and other gopis. In addition to the images of Sri Ram and the Sakas, the covered boyfriend. That place is just like Sri Vrindavan within Mathura Mandal and maintained by Bhagavan. How did this happen? Vishwakarma created it. huh? So it has become possible. In this way, the worshipable replicas appear exactly like Sri Nanda and others. This is the implication. Therefore, this place seems like Sri Vrindavan within Mathura Mandala. In a similar way, created replicas of the cows, deer, birds, trees, and so forth are there. That is, they look just like actual deer, birds, and so forth. This is the idea. Only the highly clever Srimati Rohini Devi should go to that newly constructed Vrindavan because she resided in Braja before. Therefore, she fully knows the ways and customs of Braja. No other person should go there. Huh? Brahma instructed this. He gave instruction to Garuda and to instruction to all others. Huh? Careful, nobody is permitted to go there. Then Parikshit Maharaj saying, Sri Krishna and Sri Balram began to regain their composure by the efforts of Sri Brahma. Then Garuda, the king of birds, slowly and carefully placed them upon his back. He is very skilled. Sri Vasudeva and the other Yadavas, being consoled by Sri Brahma, went back to their respective abodes. Then Sri Garuda began to take both brothers there. Sri Balaram became slightly conscious. After this, Sri Vasudeva and all other Yadavas, consoled by Sri Brahma, went back to their respective abodes. By using Sri Garuda slowly removed Sri Nandan from his back in that freshly constructed new Vrindavan, where the pratimas of Gopas, Gopis were present, and then lay him down upon a bed. So, where did he lie Krishna down? Specifically at the same place where the pratimas or replicas of celebrated Sri Nanda and other Gopas, along with Sri Yashoda and the gopis, are directly present. He is lying down and they are there. A motherly Devaki, queens such as Rukmini and Satyabhama, as well as Padmavati, seeing Sri Krishna in that condition, were unable to easily leave him, and thus came to that Nava Vrindavan with Sri Uddhava. Along with Uddhava, they also came, but however, on the request of Brahma, they hide themselves at some distance to watch the happenings. They are watching, they are hiding. Krishna cannot see them. So, upon the request of Brahma, all of them did not go near Sri Krishna, but remained hidden, undetectable behind trees from where Sri Krishna could be seen. but he cannot see them. So Sri Narada, as if considering himself an offender, see where did Narada go for that answer? He felt offended because of me. All these things is happening. Uh, Narada and the demigods and the Yadavas did not go there either. However, out of curiosity to experience the sweetness of the pastimes and activities of Bhagavan, they positioned themselves unseen in the sky in yoga posture in the sky. You know. Sri Narada began to consider himself an offender because of Bhagavan's condition of drowsy swoon. However, reason the indeclinable indicate the improbability of any offense. Although Bhagavan himself clarified this incident later, still Sri Narada, considering himself somewhat of an offender, did not go either, as well as Vasudeva and other Yadavas, nor did they any demigods such as Brahma. Sri Garuda, who also remained out of sight in the sky, and began to serve the Lord by providing shade from his outspread wings in the sky. Then, as Sri Balarama, the crest jewel of perceptive personality, very perceptive. Yeah. Akhanda Guru Tattva, nearly regained consciousness. He instantly understood the intention of Brahma. huh. First, he washed his own lotus face hastily, and then washed the lotus face of younger brother Krishna. Thereafter, he gently thrust a flute in the belt cloth wrap around Krishna's waist, placed a bugle horn and stick in his right and left hands, respectively, a garland of kadamba flowers round his neck, a crown of peacock feathers on his head, and finally offered earrings adorned with fresh gunja berries on both his ears. In this way, Sri Balarama garbed Krishna, he dressed Krishna in forest attire, just like he dressed up in Vrindavan. And those were available, Vishwakarma made available, provided, uh, and forcefully aroused him by addressing him in a piercing loud voice. So Balaram dressed him up, Krishna. Krishna is still sleeping. Then, nevertheless, what happened? Uh, Gunja Garland was present. Oh, Krishna, Dhanya. How can forest attire be worn at that place? Because in such a place, the items usable for forest attire were not available. In reply to this, yes, assure you, Vishwakarma created all the items like the flute that were present in our Vrindavan. Just as in Vrindavan, all objects necessary for the creation of forest attire are always present. So at this place, the architect of the demigod, Vishwakarma, created the exact same object. The reason is that he is the architect of the demigod. Therefore, he has ability to create these things. Sri Baladev shouted out, Krishna, oh Sri Krishna, Bhaiya, Krishna, get up, wake up and just see. Today has become so late that all the cows have gone into the forest. So Balram is waking up Krishna. Krishna, you're sleeping too much, get up. Cows don't wait, they just want to go for grazing. So they're all gone. And the covered friends are also gone. All the sakas led by Sridhama are waiting for you. Out of affection, even your mother and father are unable to say anything to you. See, Balaram is very clever. He said. The deity form of Nanda Maharaj Yashoda are there. They are not speaking deity. So he is telling Krishna. They are not able to speak, unable to say anything because out of affection, because you are sleeping uh, for a long time, thinking that they are afraid that you might be not well. No covered friends such as Sridham or any other Saka went into the forest because Sridham and all the Sakas overwhelmed by your love were waiting for you here. If rightly understood, not less, then why did your parents not wake you and engage you in chores? Therefore, Sri Balaram is saying that Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mata, out of parental affection, are unable to rouse him from his sleeping condition to say anything about going to the forest for protecting the cows. Moreover, just see, these gopis are also staring at your lotus face. Who knows what they are secretly whispering in each other's ears? Surely they must be ridiculing you. He's sleeping too long. Okay, something like that. So, uh, what are they saying? Because of his staying awake throughout the night, Sri Krishna's sleep has not broken yet. They are ridiculing you upon seeing your lotus face. That is, upon seeing the signs of amorous pleasures on your lotus face. They must be joking among themselves. Maharaja, Sri Parikshit said, in this way, Sri Baladeva began to call out affectionately and repeatedly Sri Krishna's name. Next, he forcefully lifted Krishna up by his lotus hands and made him sit down. Aroused by Sri Balarama like this, Krishna regained consciousness after some time and arose from dead, uttering Shiva Shiva out of great wonder. So, Vadan Shiva Shiveti Dragugastat Savismayam. Ah, Sri Krishna opened his lotus eyes and began to gaze in all directions continuously. Thus, seeing Sri Nanda in front of him, he offered pranam to him without any. Yes. After a long time, his sleep broke, and Sri Krishna saw Sri Nanda before him. Then he sweetly smiled and unpretentiously offered him pranam. In the past, in Vraja also, every morning he would offer obeisances to his father in this way. This was the custom. Then, standing nearby, Yashoda Mata was gazing upon the lotus face of Krishna as if possessed by an unyielding stare. She was looking at him. Seeing her, Sri Krishna began smiling and speaking vigorously. Krishna saw Nandama first and then Yashoda. Yashoda Mata was looking at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna as if possessing an inflexible stare. The eyes of the bird were naturally not blinking. Nevertheless, Sri Krishna considered them fixed due to her love in the past, but that was only a perception of the eyes. Thus, it is understandable that even then the semi-conscious state of Bhagavan had not completely shed away. Bhagavan said, "Oh mother," he is telling, look at Yashoda. "Oh mother, today in the early morning I saw so many strange dreams that seemed so much like being awake." He's telling. He's telling, "Oh mother, the reason why I sleeping for such a long time because of those so many amazing dreams, strange dreams." Sri Krishna thought that he was in Vraja as before. He considered staying in Vraja to be real and leaving for Mathura to be illusory. Namely, uh, he believed going and coming to Mathura to be like a dream. Therefore, he is explaining this to his mother Yashoda in the three verses. Oh mother, this morning who knows how many strange dreams I saw. And just as someone will undergo such matters in a fully vacant state, I also experienced this exactly as if in a dream. I saw in a dream that after going to Mathura Puri from here, I slew cruel Kamsa and so forth. Conquering such kings as Jarasandha, I also killed Narakasura and thus made the demigods joyful. Moreover, I constructed the massive
Yeah, it's set up now. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Good day. Okay. So, Krishna is telling, I saw in a dream that after going to Madhupuri, from Vrindavan, I killed Kamsa and so forth. Conquering such kings as Jarasandha, I also killed Narakasura and thus made the demigods joyful. Moreover, I constructed the massive Dwarka city on the shore of the ocean. I saw so many things in a dream. I cannot explain all these things while rushing out to tend the cows. He wants to run to the cows. So he's telling this to mother. Like this, before long, this enchanting dream became a hindrance. Thus, I could not get up from bed at the proper time like any other day. So he's telling Krishna why he's late in getting up. Although Sri Krishna narrated the dream, still Yashoda Mata kept staring with unblinking eyes for a long time. Seeing this, Sri Krishna thought to himself, seeing me sleeping for a long time, Mata has become unhappy due to fear that I may be unwell. Thinking in this way while consoling his Mata, he spoke, "Oh mother, this disturbance came for a long time in the form of an enchanting dream. So I could not get up from bed at daybreak. Oh noble, Sri Balarama." Now he is talking to Balarama. "Oh noble Sri Balarama, if you do not think this tale of this most astonishing dream to be impossible, then after going into the forest, I shall elaborately describe it to you." The Baladev might consider this an impossible dream because of the many previous happenings long ago, such as the killing of Kamsa. How could they be experienced so instantaneously in a momentary dream? Rather, it is quite natural to believe them to be impossible. Therefore, Sri Krishna said, "O noble one, if you do not consider it impossible, then I shall describe it elaborately to you in the forest, later in the forest." Maharishi Parikshit said, in such a way, Sri Krishna conversed respectfully with his brother Baladeva and offered courteous greeting to his mother. Afterwards, Sri Krishna stuck out his eager hand to receive the edibles suitable for the forest lunch. Whereupon the clever Sri Rohini Devi began to speak. She is doing this every day. After going to the forest, Bhagavan would eat the yogurt and rice, and with the desire to obtain foodstuffs suitable for lunch, he spread out both his hands. Seeing such signs as the spreading out of his hands in front of Sri Yashoda, the most astute Sri Rohini Devi thought that this is a replica of Sri Yashoda and naturally unable to offer anything in reply. However, if Sri Krishna does not obtain the edibles and get a reply from this statue, then he would consider this a replica and therefore there would be great calamity just as before. Therefore, in order to halt that calamity, particularly, Sri Rohini Devi began to speak in a clever manner. Rohini Devi said, "O son, today your mother became nearly ill, worrying about your excessive sleep. Since you are our only son, therefore, there is no need for any further chat. The cows and covered boys have already gone out. You should follow them too. I will prepare first class treats and send them off to the forest. So Rohini is telling, don't worry, I will prepare and I will send it to the forest. Now we should go. Cows and covered boys have already gone. So then Maharaj Parikshit said, hearing these words from his most affectionate Sri Rohini Devi, Sri Krishna offered pranam to his mother and gently smiling, stole the butter from the hands of the figurine of Mother Yashoda. Then he began to call out for his elder brother, Baladeva. However, he had already gone ahead with the cows, thus not seeing him. Soft-hearted Sri Krishna also did not eat the butter. This is his morning routine. When Rohini Devi affectionately telling all this, we consider the Yashoda to be his actual mother, that Pratima, that deity, like actual mother. In other words, it is evident by this that he trusted the words of Mata Sri Rohini, just like the words of Yashoda Devi. After this, Sri Krishna greeted Sri Rohini Devi, that is, he offered pranam to her lotus feet, and gently stole away with the butter from the hands of the figurine of Mother Sri Yashoda. In other words, while smiling, he committed the theft in such a way that Mother Yashoda would not understand. And in order to eat it with his elder brother, Baladev, he began to call him. But already Balaram has gone ahead. So Krishna did not eat the butter himself. For our dear son who loved butter, Mata Sri Yashoda always used to keep butter in her hand. Therefore, Vishwakarma also kept butter in the hands of Pratima Rupa of Sri Yashoda. Considering his younger brother Sri Krishna to be unwell, Sri Baladeva had gone to the forest even before taking lunch. This is evident. So, also essential meaning here that the gopis should be able to, among other things, to converse with Sri Krishna without any hesitation. Therefore, Sri Baladeva had gone to the forest with the cows in advance. This was the custom in Raja previously. This is general. So, such like Sri Krishna begged politely from his mothers. The posters for lunch went on ahead. While beginning to jokingly converse with the gopis, having stopped all the cows by the fruits, he spied Srimati Radhika present a little ahead with her Sakis and began to speak jokingly with a mild smile. So he saw gopis there, Radharani. He first jokingly chatted with Chandravali, another gopi. Then going a little distance ahead, he saw Srimati Radhika standing with her Sakis and jokingly spoke to a gentleman. How? By stopping the advancing cow by the sign of the fruit song. He began to converse freely with Sri Radhika and the rest. In this way, while Sri Krishna went to the forest of Braja in the past, for taking darshan of Sri Krishna, the gopis would come out of their house and stand at many places in groups. When the gopis heard the Krishna playing his flute as he left Braja in the morning with his So, gopis used to come out quickly out of their house. Then they would stand on one side of the road and glance at the smiling lotus face, gracefully glancing upon their own. Nandan said, "Oh, now Nandan, Krishna is talking to प्राणेश्वरीरः प्राप्तं भक्तमेकाकिनञ्चमाम् किञ्चमाम् सम्भाषसे कथं नाद्यतः किं वृत्तसि मानिनी." Hey Nandanandan said, "Oh Praneshwari, oh Supreme Goddess of my life, I'm solely your devotee. Despite seeing me in this secluded place, why are you not speaking with me today? Have you become angry out of jealousy? What fault have I done to you? Yes, indeed, I understand. You know everything. Therefore, you have understood without even knowing my dream." Seeing no evident cause for Sri Radhika to exhibit her mana, Sri Krishna ascertained the occurrence of the dream to be the cause of her man. He's thinking there was no appearance, but he understood. Oh, Radharani knows my dream. What dream? In the dream, I married so many queens. So she become one. So, how amazing. Oh, Sarvajna, meaning all-knowing one. Radharani knows everything. It appears you have completely understood this dream sequence of mind. By offending you and seeing such a dream, have you become Manini? But no one else knows the occurrence of this dream. Therefore, you are certainly Sarvajna, aware of everything. Now we can assume that Sri Krishna's method of speaking here is only for breaking our man. Should one not question why he spoke such words toward the figurine of Srimati Radhika? So, in Vrindavan also, Radhika would achieve a similar state of stunned inertness, like a statue due to the helplessness of her prema. Or else sometimes in the state of Jadya Bhava, he became inert due to the clever expertise of Sri Krishna in his jesting pastime. Particularly at this time, Sri Krishna achieved such a stage of power, and in this state, only he is engaged in understanding the reason behind Radhika becoming, and is ascertaining the mana that has arisen in her, and is using the style of speaking. Oh, most beloved, Krishna is telling, I saw in my dream that I had abandoned you. I had abandoned you. I left you, went to faraway Dwarka, underwent so many marriages. Listen to the reason for those marriages. Those princesses were ready to die for me, so I married them and begot many sons and many more grandsons from them. Now let all these things be set aside. I'm going to the forest soon, oh dear one. Today I shall please you in the evening. Whatever may be, set aside this matter of your dream and jealous anger. Come on, at this time, because I am going to the forest at once. Oh, giver of delight, I shall please you this evening. Parikshit Maharaj said, yes, After narrating the incidents of the dream, Sri Nanda threw flowers on the divine limbs of Srimati Radhika, and after glancing in different directions, embraced and kissed her, then met with the cows and covered boys who were going ahead. When Sri Devaki saw the wonderful Raja attired Sri Krishna playing his flute in such a charming fashion, so extraordinary and wonderful, and although she was elderly, still milk began to flow from her breast out of affection. In this way, first the description of the special sentiments of Sri Bhagavan towards the residents of Raja is given. Devaki and others felt, beginning with the experience of the foresters of Sri Krishna. Although the Devaki was elderly, that is, although her age for breast milk feeding has elapsed, it was improbable for her breast to ooze out milk. Nevertheless, due to excessive affection, milk started to flow from her breast. Some queens, such as Rukmini and Jambavati, lost composure due to the rise of intense prema and fell to the ground in a swoon. Nitravinda, Satya, Bhadra, Lakshmana fell on the ground in a swoon, agitated by the power of their unprecedented divine love. When they saw this Gopakumara, Krishna, elderly Padmavati along with Satyabhama, impelled by the upsurge of lusty desires, began to act out movements of embracing and kissing, while moving their lips and so on, while running to grasp Sri Hari with open arms. Having previously seen the forest garb and activities of Sri Krishna in Brajabhumi, the wise daughter of Surya, the sun god, Kalindi Devi, maintained her own composure with great difficulty, and with the help of Sri Uddhava, forcefully caught both of them, arresting them along the way. So Satyabhama and Padmavati wanted to go and run towards Krishna. So, with the help of Uddhava, she forcibly stopped both, stopping Sri Satyabhama and Uddhava, stopped Padmavati. Otherwise, it will create a problem. In meantime, Sri Govinda Deva, tending the cows, seeing the ocean in front of him from afar, mistook it to be the Yamuna and excitedly began to call his friends to sport in the water. So as we go further, he saw the ocean. He thought it was Yamuna. And he's calling the friends. Now come, let us pray. Oh Sridham, oh Subal, oh Arjuna, oh Sakha, where have you all gone? We should all happily come here. Come quickly, all of us should first let the cows drink the water. Then let us bathe in Sri Yamuna, the carrier of this sweet, clean, and cooling water. Afterwards, happily sporting in her. In this way, Sri Achyuta moved forward with all the cows and came near the uproarious ocean with his grand waves. Then Sri Krishna began to look in all directions. And after seeing his embellished city of Dwarka near the great ocean shore, he became extremely amazed and began to exclaim, "Oh, what is this? Where am I and who am I?" How it happened. Sri Krishna, looking in all four directions, saw the effulgent city of Dwarka. God, it was Yamuna, God in there, what? Then he's seeing around. There was no forest there. Devoid of surrounding, luring forest, and began to say astonishingly, "Oh, what is this? How has the ocean come here to Rajabhumi?" Ah, then again, it is not Rajabhumi. He's thinking Rajabhumi or not Rajabhumi. Where am I? It is really Dwarkapuri. All right. How then did I become the son of Nanda? Because the son of Nanda cannot stay anywhere else other than Rajabhumi. Am I not the son of Nanda? Who am I? Rather, if I am in Dwarka, how did this Braja attire come about? Trust me at the topmost king of all things. So who am I? In this way, Sri Krishna began to talk incoherently out of wonder and repeatedly look upon Dwarkapuri. Then Sri Sankarsana Baladeva spoke. O Lord Vaikunteshwara, know this about yourself. Your advent on this earthly abode is to remove its burden on the request of the demigods. Therefore, destroy the wicked and protect the gentle populace at once, as well as enhance the sacrifice of your and son, paternal and son, Dharmaraj Vishra. Look at yourself to be exact, understand that you are Sri Bhagavan. Therefore, Baladeva addressed him as O Vaikunteshwara and began to say, O Prabhu, I am Shesha Ananta Deva, and you are my master. If Sri Krishna asks, why am I here? In reply, he said that upon being requested by such demigods as Brahma to remove the burden of the earth, you advented upon this Dhara, Dharma, on earthly abode. Therefore, you should understand yourself and remember your form of Vaikunteshwara, the Lord of and Master of Vaikuntha. If he says that I know myself only in the form of Sri Nandanandan, then, oh Prabhu, although you are certainly Sri Nandanandan yourself, nevertheless, you have come here with me from Vaikuntha. So please complete the work in which you invented for, destroy the wicked and protect the gentle populace. Certainly, this is your duty. Although you advented from Sri Goloka, nevertheless, I declare that you appear from Vaikuntha. The intent being that Vaikuntha is quite similar to Sri Goloka. Moreover, there is another reason for your being addressed as Vaikunteshwara and so on. Please listen to this too. All the forms of Bhagavan, such as Sri Vaikunteshwara, also combine in your form as Sri Nandanandan and descend and descend from Vaikuntha. Therefore, there is no fault in giving such name as Vaikunteshwara to your Swarupa or original form of Sri Nandanandan. This time, though Sri Krishna personally descended in the form of Sri Nandan, to expand this unique prema for his lotus feet by sporting in Vrindavan. This being the main purpose for his this time, though Sri Krishna personally descended in the form of Sri Nandanandan to expand that unique prema for his lotus feet by sporting Vrindavan. This being the main purpose for his descent. Still, by hearing pastimes related to Raja, he may faint again. By this apprehension, Sri Baladeva did not reveal it, the uh, main purpose of descent. In other words, the Baladeva did not address him as the Lord of Golok and so on. They should be apparent. On the other hand, completing the goal of the removal of burden of the earth by killing the wicked and protecting the gentle populace. Automatically, the uh, main task performed by the form of Bhagavan himself would be complete without any tzhh. Hence, there is no need to state it. Therefore, this so you establish, Balaram is telling, you establish Dharmaraj Yudhishthira in the post of a Chakravarti Raja, emperor of the entire world. However, right now, he is dismayed to see the power and strength of wicked personalities like Anusalva and so on. Anusalva is a demon, brother of Salva, younger brother of the king of Salva. Therefore, please go there now with the support of the Yadavas and kill all the wicked who are against Sri Yudhishthira. Their feeling of enmity to you is the distinct reason to trouble your beloved Sri Yudhishthira Maharaj. Why are they troubling Yudhishthira Maharaj? Because they have enmity to you. Because he killed Salva. So, then Sri Parikshit Maharaj said, whatever Sri Balaram told Sri Krishna to pacify him in his present state, Sri Krishna's mood changed into another state upon hearing it. Bhagavan became angry and said, oh Bhaiya, who are Salvas, younger brother and the other? They are so inconsequential. I will go alone and slay them. Oh, you should have full faith in the genuineness of my promise. In this way, Lord Sri Krishna gradually, through the sequence of these incidences, abandoned his divine mode of bewilderment. This is the whole idea. Abandon his divine mode of bewilderment. You should have strong faith in my word. In this way, Sri Krishna abandoned his divine mood of bewilderment. Buddha Bhava. It is absorption in prema rasa, rather the mood of bewilderment. He abandoned his sentiments and subsequent activities such as moha became completely normal again. Again, Sri Krishna looked around everywhere and there he saw himself as the master of Dwarka. And this. So, he also recalled that he was sleeping within the interior compound of the royal palace. However, afterwards he also saw that he was grazing the cows on the outside boundary of the city of Dwarka, on the shore of the ocean. In this way, while meditating on the matter at hand, he became astonished and began doubtfully smiling. Seeing Sri Krishna laugh softly, Sri Aladar understood his heart and smiled. Then Sri Aladar began to reveal the entire event, originated by Sri Brahma. Seeing Sri Krishna laugh softly, Balabhadra also smiled slightly. That is, upon seeing the smiling of Sri Krishna, Balaram understood the happiness in Sri Krishna's heart. Sri Balarama then narrated for Sri Krishna's conviction, his swoon of love. So, overhearing this, Sri Krishna glanced at the face of his elder brother, as if slightly ashamed, and began to laugh. Afterwards, Sri Baladeva said nothing, but wiped. So, Sri Krishna glanced at the face of his elder brother, as if slightly ashamed, and began to laugh softly. Afterwards, Sri Baladeva said nothing more, but wiped the dust off Sri Krishna's bodily limbs and bathed him in the ocean. So he had previously rolled on the ground inside the palace compound out of the helplessness of pure love or from dust raised by the hooves of the cows at the time of grazing in the Vrindavan, uh, constructed by Vishwakarma for these reasons. At this moment, Sri Garuda, who is expert in knowing the mind or moods of Bhagavan, also appeared there, and Sri Krishna, mounting his back, arrived at his palace in an undetected way. So Krishna came back. Now he regained consciousness. Thereafter, all knowing, Sri Uddhava consorts the Devaki Mata and the prominent queens headed by Sri Rukmini, dispatching them to. Accordingly, Sri Devaki Mata greeted her son with wholehearted blessings. Then she hastily departed to prepare a meal for him. Bhagavan himself will describe from his own lotus mouth the gopis' preeminent position before the Mahishis, and he will narrate their candid and open prema that they will also portray. Thus, this narration is not appropriate for Devaki Mata to hear. So she went respectfully away from that. The beloved Mahishis of Sri Krishna, such as Sri Rukmini and other queens, hid behind pillars and columns right from the very beginning. Only Sri Satyabhama had not come to this place. Therefore, Sri Krishna inquired from Sri Uddhava about her. Sri Rukmini and all the other Mahishis, the queens, were standing behind such supports as pillars and columns in concealed ways in the same place. Because either they were the beloveds of Bhagavan or else Bhagavan was so dear to them. Whatever the case, seeing Sri Satyabhama Devi had not come there yet, Bhagavan asked Sri Uddhava about her. Where is Satyabhama? So, we will continue tomorrow. Sorry for the disturbance. We lost the power here. Rainy season has started. So, the internet also goes down. Hopefully, we can come back tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo Rubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. That was to everyone.
Pranams, Gurudev. Thank